Well, my Penguin FPV is finally finished. Pretty much worked on it all last year. It took me about 8 months of not building, but just building and planning of all the components I was going to use. And I made it so far 3 times. One just flying it, and it did not need any trim. I literally took off and the thing flew straight as an arrow. Perfectly balanced. It was unbelievable. And that's with 2 Zippy 5000s. I have a 1.2, 1.3 antenna tuned to 1280. And a 1 watt video transmitter that I got from, I think it was Alibaba.com. It cost me $100 for the transmitter and the receiver. And I'll show you, I'll get to that in a second. Underneath the canopy, I have it set up so I can detach it separately. All eagle tree. I have my GPS, airspeed indicator, and altimeter. Sony CCD camera. I think this one 600 lines, 600 TVL, I believe. My friend Brian, he has a CNC and he made the protective case for it. Thank you, Brian. It's a pan, no tilt, just pan. And we have all the components underneath, and yeah, it's definitely spaghetti in here, but I tried to make it as neat as possible. Basically, for ease of access, I hook up the 2 batteries. The one battery goes way up in the front, and the second battery goes right behind it. So they are stacked the entire length of the front of the fuselage. I got the Eagle Tree OSD and the data logger as well. Data logger, Eagle Tree OSD Pro. The back is where I have the R-Mile C mounted, not in the way of any of the other components. Nice and neatly ran the wires up through here, so if I have to get access to the transmitter to change channels for whatever reason or add something, obviously I can't now because this is actually full to the tilt. I don't have any open channels. And you can see my antenna setup. So basically I wanted to keep the transmitter, the video transmitter, and the control transmitter or receiver as far away from each other as possible. And so far it flew and the video was flawless. I mean, it was literally crystal clear. I highly recommend that Sony CCD 600 TVL camera. It's worth the extra money. But yeah, that's it. There's the airspeed pit-dot tube mounted underneath the wing, and I have it set up so you could take the wing off and disconnect the tubes, but it's flush mounted up inside the wing, as you can see. Like I said, the plane was super flat. Didn't have to trim it at all. I mean, it was nice. And over here is my receiver antenna from fpvlr.com. Beautiful antenna. I mean, a little expensive, but the craftsmanship and the way it's built is well worth it. So there's the transmitter, the receiver battery, and my Eagle Tree telemetry and tracker. They call it the Eagle Eyes. That's my next step, is I have to get this outside and set up the antenna tracker itself on the PC. Right now, the 2 flights that I've done FPV, I pretty much just like pointed it in the direction I was flying. But I think this has a beam of 105 degrees at 13 dBi, I believe. It's a beautiful antenna for medium to long range. Guys are getting upwards of over, I believe, 20 kilometers with the 1.2, 1.3. Like I said, both my antennas are tuned to 1280, which is a nice frequency to fly FPV on. And this is just a regular, it's actually a real nice Bogan tripod for a camera. I got it at a yard sale. You wouldn't believe the price, but I paid $3 for this thing. I knew this thing cost probably about $250, so I was real happy with this find. Works really well. And I'm using the Fat Shark goggles, of course. So, gonna do some beach flying next week during Easter break, and I'll be sure to post some videos. Oh, one more thing. If you're ever wondering what to clean your canopy with, I use Monster Screen Clean. Doesn't leave any sort of residue. So when you're looking through the plastic canopy with the camera, obviously the GoPro you would mount on top, but when you're flying FPV, you won't see any haze in the plastic. And I mean, you can tell it's using this stuff, it's really clear, and it doesn't leave any kind of residue after you polish it. Thanks, guys.